Dickens hates funerals. Dickens is one of the most vociferous and energetic campaigners for what we call funeral reform and what Dickens called funeral reform in the 19th century. The early 19th century witnesses an expansion of capitalism and consumerism. One of the key avenues for consumerism is death. In Great Expectations, Dickens uses the funeral of Mrs. Joe to vent his rage at the absurdity of Victorian funeral custom. He tells us that Biddy and Joe are wearing ridiculous outfits that have cost far too much. And we know that they didn't even really feel very much for Mrs. Joe. She's not a very lovable woman. But also he tells us that the funeral, she has mutes at this funeral, and these are men who are dressed very extravagantly in black with what Dickens calls black crutches that are swathed in crepe, black crepe. None of these rituals, mutes in particular, they don't have any meaning. They are entirely absurd within a sort of artisan context. Dickens rages against this consumption in death. His biggest outrage is against the funeral of the Duke of Wellington in 1852. Now, the Duke of Wellington is a national hero. He's given a state funeral. It takes 2 months to organise, and it costs vast amounts of money. It's supposed to be a national honour. Dickens writes extensively about this funeral, and he calls it barbarous show and expense. It has no purpose, it has no meaning. It's just an opportunity for people of an enterprising character to make some cash on the back of this man's death.